Good afternoon. This is Joe Krutzinger with another of our educational webinars. This will be a short one, but it's an update to those of you who have the Joe Krutz switcher and you may not know exactly how to use it or what to do with it. I'll of course make this available for free in open code to anyone who wants it, because that's always been my policy on the switcher. But let's take a look at it. Okay, let me get up there one. All the trades I show today are simulations, and you can get a PDF of this from our office so you can read the slides at your leisure. Now, first of all, let's talk about a system that's in drawdown. We've had drawdowns probably basically since March of this year in almost all strategies, not just mine, but strategies written by almost everybody has had some kind of a drawdown since March. And that happens when you have a change in the market, a fundamental change in the market. I don't know if it's the U.S. elections, I don't know if it's Britain getting out of the common market, maybe it's a combination thereof, but it's material that's not in the historical database that you've tested on, and you see the system start to get chopped. Now, the whole idea of Switcher is to help you in those times, and I want to bring it to your attention how to use Switcher, when to use Switcher, and what the difference is between using the Switcher and not. Now, the worst one of my Joe's best, I have 6 markets that I follow, and the worst one in this particular tune has been the bonds. And we can see that the switcher turned red basically on July 31st, and you can see I've put a little mark here where the start of the day is, and it tells you what that number was as far as where the equity was at that time. And you can also see the diff, that's the white line down here, has just gone negative, and that's another little safety. When you see the diff negative and the switcher red, it's probably time to head for the hills and watch the thing in simulation. Or trade something that is not in red and has a negative diff. Just to show you what this is in mathematics, we'll click it on here. The Joe's best are 6 items. There's the Russell on the shapes, the bonds on the razor, the mid caps on the shapes, the NASDAQ on razor with ribbons, the mini Dow razor with ribbons, and the E-mini on razor. Now, if you take a look at those 6 workspaces, and you can see that the 3 in the middle there, the mid-cap, the NASDAQ, and the mini Dow, those all have green switchers now, so we won't talk about them right this minute. They've been green since we optimized them on July 28th. Now, the bond one is the worst one. You can see that we optimized it on July 28th, and yet the switcher kicked in on July 31st. Now, the aside equity on that chart showed 63.7875, and the current equity on the chart is 33.76 following every trade. So there's been $3,000 worth of drawdown avoided if you would have used the switcher. In other words, if when the aside equity came up, when the switcher turned red, you shut the system off, you would have avoided $3,002.75 worth of drawdown. To a smaller extent, in one day you avoided $508 worth of drawdown on TF shapes, and on 2 days you avoided $315 on the razor. Those are the whole advantage of the switcher in this particular time has been $3,825. Now, looking at the bottom part of that table, if you didn't use the switcher, you would have a drawdown on all 6 of these total of $5,112.50. But if you use the switcher on all of them, you'd be down $1,286.75 total on the 6. And I think you can see the advantage of using the switcher, and now we're going to look a little bit closer at the mechanics of it. Now, here are the 3 charts up to date of the ones that have green switchers of Joe's best. And you can see mid-cap shapes is almost at a new equity high, NASDAQ ribbons is kind of flat, and mini Dow ribbons is pretty well flat. So those 3 are fine, and those 3 are okay to be trading. Now these 3, the red switchers are on these 3, and I made a little red mark where the switcher would have stopped trading. Now the Russell shapes had a pretty good drawdown before it stopped trading. It's right there a couple days ago. The bonds caught it real good. It caught it right here when it barely had any drawdown at all, and so it saved $3,000 worth of drawdown here. And the E-mini S&P razor is off, and it's saved about $300 worth of drawdown, and it's red at this current time too. Now, I don't expect you to write any of this down, but like I said, you can get a PDF of this. This is the verbiage that explains what the switcher is. The definition of the switcher, it's basically a moving average of the equity of the last 30 days of the equity. So on an hourly chart, the switcher number is 240 because there's 240 hourly bars in 30-day period. And this just tells you the math and how to calculate it. And then further, those of you guys who really like to get into the code, this shows you the actual code. The green is ignored, the black is the code. But the importance of the Joe Crutt switcher in trading is this. First of all, it tells you the profit or loss of your system is producing for the period of time your graph is set for. When the system shows red bars, you don't want to trade it this time. Green bars indicate that the system is making a net profit or at least holding its own. So basically, red is stop, green is go, and if you need more than that, call Joe. My main product are ideas, service, and support when you need it. If you need anything installed in your machine, or if you need anything that you've lost or fouled up when you went to a new machine, no problem. Just go to eTrackRecords.com, pull down the support tab, follow the instructions, and I'll be glad to use TeamViewer 9 and install anything, fix anything, no problem at all. We do have a red ribbon trial available. You can have any of my systems, bar none. Some clients have been using it on the ETFs and the regular commodities. You might want to try bar none. It's free for 14 days. I'll be glad to install it on your machine. Just call our office, 573-224-3366, and we can get that started for you. Also, if you want a free copy of the switcher, no problem. Shoot me an email at joecrutt@gmail.com, and I'll send you the ELD. Well, good luck and great trading. Next week's video will be our monthly update, where we'll do our new numbers and our new recalibrations, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.